What's good, everybody? Back in your ears one more time. This is GeekSet Radio, and we hit a little milestone. This is episode 20, so everybody clap for us.
We made it.
My name is Jutt. As always, with my main man, Danny.
What's up, people? Danny.
And back once again, we're chilling with the homie Gabby.
Hey, everyone.
I like that enthusiasm.
Sorry.
Alright, so let's jump in. We're going to do our pop culture segment again, so we're going to continue to flip back and forth depending on however we feel. So if y'all don't like it, deal with it. Anyway, so we'll start off talking about Real Husbands of Hollywood. I talked a little bit, I think, last week. Basically, this whole episode was centered around Kevin Hart fighting fucking Sugar Shane Mosley for this, what was it, Tourette's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, you know what though? I swear, they bit this shit off of Martin. Y'all remember that Martin episode where he fought Tommy Hearns?
No, I don't think I saw that one.
I don't think I saw that one.
That's the one where Martin got his face all fucked up. But like, it was pretty much like the same premise. Like, Martin was gonna fight Tommy Hearns for charity and shit. So like, I don't know. I felt like they kind of bit their whole steez on that. But I mean, this episode was pretty funny. Like, mostly just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart, just acting stupid. But like, he's getting ready to fight Shane, and this nigga comes to the ring rapping his own song and shit. Like, you know, just being Kevin. And fucking Robin Thicke is singing the national anthem, and this motherfucker pops up from behind the ring girl and starts like grooving on her while Robin Thicke's singing the national anthem for 10 fucking minutes. Now, Gabby, you said you saw a little bit of it, right?
Yeah, the only part I saw was when they were like at that press conference thing, and like he was arguing with Elise Nino and the other guy.
Yo, she got hood on JB Smooth. Did you see that part? Cause she was like cursing him out, and I think she ended up stretching him out. Like, she punched him.
I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest.
I mean, it was a good episode. Like, I was laughing, but I don't know. I'm starting to think like I don't know how much more shit that they can come up with to do like throughout the course of this show. I'm not sure.
Last week.
Huh?
I like the episode from last week.
What happened? I don't even remember. Oh, that's the one where they tried to buy that club, right?
Yeah, both place club.
Huh?
Try to buy some type of club?
Wait, what?
Which type of club did they try to buy, you said?
The Cold Case Club.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody got killed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking Kevin Hart was all spazzing out and shit. He was like, Kevin and JB was spazzing out. Mostly, like, I feel like the show pretty much, like, revolves around those two guys.
I don't ever even see the Boris Cujo dude. I never even see him on there.
He wasn't even on this week's episode, and honestly, I didn't really even care. Like I said, I don't know, dude. He's just, like, out of place to me on that show. Like, everybody's funny. Like, even Robin Thicke is funny. Like, because he's into himself, so he doesn't really give a fuck about everybody else. So he's just kind of in his own world, which makes it even funnier. And then, like, I don't know, Nelly wasn't in this episode either. I haven't seen, was Nelly even in last week's episode?
I don't think I saw him in that episode.
Yeah. I don't really care. All right, so let's move along. Danny, you watched Walking Dead this week, right?
Yes, I did. This was the first episode back, right?
Yeah. It was
yo, and just like I said last week, they sure are gonna fucking drag it out. I knew it. I remember I was talking about it last week. I'm like, I sure hope they don't drag out this whole conflict between the governor's camp and Rick's camp, and that's what it looks like. So this episode starts up pretty much with Rick and them finally getting Daryl out of the governor's camp. Merle tries to go with him. Rick doesn't want none of it, so Daryl decides to stick with his brother. Then back at the prison, Tyrese's camp is getting friendly with Killer Carl.
That's my nigga, yo.
Yeah, with Killer Carl and the old man. You know, they're kind of getting comfortable, kind of telling the story. But, you know, there really wasn't that much other action going on this episode. Really nothing too exciting happened. Just that it really does look like, just like I called it last week, they're going to drag out this conflict. Oh, that and Rick snapped. Again, talking to himself and shit.
Oh, this nigga lost his fucking mind.
Again, he snapped again. And you know what's kind of funny about that? Some shit that I read somewhere a couple of months ago was that a whole theory about The Walking Dead. That was like whatever, like the last season, the last episode of The Walking Dead, we're gonna find out that this whole time Rick has just been in a coma.
What?
Yeah, remember right before the zombie apocalypse happened or whatever, he got shot and he went into like a coma or something. So like I read a theory one time that like this whole time Rick has just been in a coma, and the last episode will be him waking up from a coma. So
I'll be mad as shit if that happens.
Me too, on some old Lost type of shit. But yeah, he acted kind of crazy. Again, no new info besides it's going to be interesting to see because they need the manpower. They really need Tyrese and his crew there because the beef with the governor is about to pop off, and the governor still has a lot of dudes and a lot of guns. They're trying to get rid of Maishan. I don't get what Rick's trying to do. He knows there's a beef coming. He lost Daryl. Like, what are the only dudes?
Really like his best dude.
Yeah, what are the only dudes there besides it's him, Carl, the old man, and the Asian kid?
Yeah, besides, I mean, really, Daryl's like his main
Boone.
Like the Asian dude puts in work, but like yo, Daryl's that.
But
dude.
not like Daryl and Carl, and Carl and the old man. They're one's too young, one's too old.
Carl's still wet behind the ears.
Yeah, so technically it's just him and the Asian dude, and so that'll just be 1.5 dude. Pretty much. So he needs all the people he can get. So he's trying to get rid of Maishan. Already told Tyrese and them pretty much to leave. But I know that's not going to be...
That was crazy.
Yeah, I know that's not going to be the end of that. He's going to have to take him back. And he's gonna. I know Meryl and Daryl are going to come back. But it's pretty much them dragging out this beef. And they're going to fucking do it to like episode 6 or 7. And just leave us waiting again. But overall, it was a good episode.
Maybe they can get Daryl to teach everybody how to box.
Or shoot that fucking that bow and arrow he loves so much.
Yeah, you got to get him to teach Carl how to box. Get all the kids out of trouble.
I saw that commercial.
my nigga Cuddy. But yeah, I mean, like it was good. Like I don't know, like you said, like I kind of feel like they're gonna drag it along, but I think now that it's gonna be more beef in the town because everybody's starting to panic now. Like, because before it was like, oh, well, we don't see the walkers, so it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, shit's starting to hit the fan. These motherfuckers done forgot, like, that they're in a zombie apocalypse. Everybody was just chilling, having barbecues and shit. But now it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. There's zombies out there.
Yeah, and what's up with homegirl? What's the white girl's name? Andrea, yo, she's really sticking by her man over there.
Yo, she could get it, yo.
She can, but she's really sticking by dude. She's not like you figure, she would have bounced, but you know what
he probably put it down.
You know what it is? I think she's still living like out of reality. She got the little community feeling for a couple of weeks, and she's like, maybe we can make this work. But
yeah, I think that's really what it is. I think she's more drawn to the concept of it than the actual dude, like the idea of the guy.
Yep.
But not actually him, because he snapped too. Old boy got bit, and he was just laying there, and he put the bullet in him.
Yeah, he went nuts. But he's always been that ruthless.
Oh yeah, but you never really seen him be that ruthless in front of everybody. Like usually it was behind closed doors where he had his daughter,
true,
and all of that. So now we're starting to see. We already seen that side of him, but now like everyone in the town is starting to see, because like I said, everybody was scared. At first everybody was all good. You know what I mean? Everything was all good in finding Danny, but now like shit got real for everybody basically. So this is gonna be good to see how he reacts to everybody in the town, because he don't know how to be. If it wasn't for Andrea, I think everybody would have tried to leave.
Yeah, and he's mad at a lot of the civilians there too, because he feels like they didn't step up or something or the other. He's wacky, but I can't wait to see that because there's gonna be I just have a feeling there's gonna be like a large massacre of civilians by zombies, like one of those like what they call them herds, right? I have a feeling one of those zombie herds is gonna roll through there and finish off all them people. That's way too many live bodies walking around. But we'll see. We'll see in these next couple of episodes what happens.
Yeah, it's only week 1, but I think they did a good job of setting the tone, like bringing us back to where we were at, and then setting everything forward. Because now they set up all the conflicts, and then there's gonna be more. So I think they're probably gonna give us a couple good twists here, And then you got Carl out here mean mugging every other body. He's turning into a full goon, man.
Oh, good look, yeah, Carl, he's that silencer. He looks so gangster with that silencer. He looks like some old Gear War type shit. Silence on that pistol.
Carl's like, yeah, just give me a reason to shoot, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
They done gassed that little boy head up now. He don't even give a fuck. I'm telling you, I'm waiting for him to catch another body. Waiting for it.
Yeah.
But I checked out. I've been the past couple of weeks I've been using like Redbox more and more. Like these motherfuckers keep sending me offers for like free rentals and shit.
Yo, what's messing with? I just found out about Redbox when I was out in Nebraska.
Really?
I thought
I guess they don't really got Redbox in the hood.
Yo, for real, I didn't know the process was like so simple. You go, like I thought you needed a membership. I didn't know you could just go and just whatever rent it and return it. I thought you needed like some type of membership and pay a monthly fee.
Nope.
Yeah,
$1 a night, dog.
No idea. I had no idea about that shit.
But they keep sending me emails, so I keep getting all like these free rentals. So like me and my girl, like we won't have anything to do on the weekends, so I'll be like, oh, let's go, get something from Redbox. So last weekend we were chilling at the house, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than going out every other weekend too.
Yeah.
But so we picked up the Bourne Legacy, and you know what, man? Like I'm a big fan of the Bourne series.
Yeah.
And this one is really good. It's different than the other ones though.
You really, I really wasn't. I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I did see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to seeing Matt Damon in it, but this one was just really weird to me. It took me a minute to catch up. Like I felt like this was almost like a whole new series. Dude is who plays the new Bourne. He's a good actor, and his acting was on point in the movie. And the movie kind of kept the tradition with the whole spy and action type of theme. But I felt like I was watching a whole new series.
It really was, because it wasn't about Jason Bourne. But I think, you know why I like this one? I liked it because, I liked it for different reasons. Like, I like the Bourne identity and all that because, it's basically Matt Damon whooping everybody's ass. But this one, it was, more, spy shit, more suspense shit. Okay, we're trying to figure it out. And then anytime, I like that operational shit when they're trying to find somebody and they go through all that stuff. Like, that whole scene where they were in the airports and they were going through everything trying to find where they were leaving out of.
Yeah.
That shit was dope. But then also I was bugging when he was in Alaska.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you hear that? And he heard the drone.
The Predator missiles.
He walked outside. Yeah, dog.
That was fucking dope. You know what I was mad at too? That he didn't try to fuck homegirl. He was with that girl for whatever amount of time. He didn't even try to put her hands on her once.
I think, you know what though? Normally I would co-sign that to the fullest, but I think because if you think about it, this nigga was genetically altered and he had all those pills and shit, and then they was off the pills, so he was all fucked up. And you figure for 2 days when they got to the Philippines, he was all sick and shit because she, I forget what the name of what they called it to turn him back to normal, the viral off process.
Yeah.
So he was all sick and shit. But I mean, I liked it. I thought it was pretty solid. The story was really good. I have a feeling they're gonna make this is gonna be a different series now. But I kind of want to see how they got him into the program. You know how they went back and showed you how Jason Bourne got into it?
Yeah, they'll probably do it with this one.
So I want to see what happens. But I was tripping when old boy in the lab got when he snapped and he started shooting everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, they trying to get rid of everybody, and that set the whole thing up. So I like how they had those extra levels to it, coming from the top level. They're like, oh, we got to cover all this up. Let's get rid of everybody.
He did a workplace shooting.
Ed Norton did his thing in this movie. Yo, that's my dude.
Yeah, they had there was a couple. They've kept a couple of solid actors from all the series. I just think they should have started this as a whole new franchise.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people are saying that. I think that's what they're gonna do. But I think to start it off, they're gonna just give it that name, and now they're gonna come up with another something else to call it, because it's not about Jason Bourne. But it's like a fucking spinoff.
Yeah.
A spinoff, but it was pretty good. I give it 4 out of 5. Actually, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that was definitely. I said they stayed true to the spy stuff and the action. So.
Yeah, that shit. And then when he got busy on those fucking guards when they were in the Philippines, when he was like, "Hey, you can't be down here."
He fucked them up.
He whooped that ass, boy. I was yes. All right, so last week was the Grammys. I didn't get a chance. Gab, you said you peeped it, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
You wanna give everybody a recap, and then I'm gonna just say Nas lost.
I didn't really like the Grammys this year. It was really boring, kind of. They didn't really have like any rap performances, which I didn't like, except for like this little Wiz Khalifa and Miguel performance. And then Jay-Z rapped with Justin Timberlake for his new song, but that was about it. Yeah, I love Justin Timberlake's performance. He's amazing.
That's fun.
But that was about it.
You dropping an album, right?
Yeah, March 16th is coming.
Oh, that's the day before my birthday.
5 days before mine.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
So like,
Frank, wait, what?
What do you think about like I guess most of the controversy, like since I brought up Nas, like everybody's like bitching, like why did I don't know, I've never been a huge Nas fan. Like I respect the dude, but like everybody, I don't think that he deserved the Grammy over Drake. Like I really thought that Take Care was really the best rap album this year. Well, given their criteria, like from this time period to this time period, like was their year. I think that was better than all the other. I like that. That was a good album.
It didn't Take Care win though.
Yep. Nas lost.
Yeah, Nas didn't win any Grammys. I kind of felt bad. Everyone was like dissing him on Twitter. I was like, why does everyone hate Nas?
It's, you know what it is, and it's not even that I hate Nas. It's I hate Nas fans, because Nas fans can't do anything without talking shit about Jay-Z. They can't do anything
Tupac
without dissing Jay-Z, calling him a camel, whatever.
So, I don't know.
But I mean, if we're going comparing albums to albums, Take Care was a better album than Life Was Good. Life is Good, I mean.
I didn't even listen to Life is Good.
Yeah, it was alright. Danny, you liked it, right?
It was alright. I haven't been a Nas fan since Nostradamus.
Damn.
Since Nostradamus. Yo, it's like, cause to me, like dead ass, it seems like he never evolved. I feel like Nas could evolve into a higher quality rapper like Jay-Z has, but he just, for whatever reason, he wants to stick. And I respect the guy to a certain extent. He wants to stay loyal to his fan base and to what he represents. But I feel you can still represent something, but just evolve. And I felt he's hurt himself because of that.
I think the big thing with Nas is that he never, like early in his career, like he never just like settled in one spot. Like sometimes he would make a party track, and then sometimes he would make like a conscious type track, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, so what kind of rapper are you gonna be? Like what type of music are you making? So I think a lot of that going back and forth, I think a lot of people, like except for his hardcore fans, like really stayed true to what he was saying. And then the fact that, like, I was telling people like on the Kali, I was like, argue with me if you want. I understand you guys are Nas fans, but you got to think of it like as a casual fan of hip hop or whatever. The album Take Care was more commercially like available. Like it was better for people to go, yo, you heard that Drake track? Oh yeah, got Lil Wayne, da 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 da. Like everybody is gonna listen to that. He's got party songs. He's got all of that shit. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to hear Nas rap over dry beats for 15 tracks.
Pretty much.
If I'm being brutally honest here. And then so I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Nas. He did lose yet again. So
I think his time is just up.
Pretty much. I think Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like Danny said, he never evolved. Like, you know, Jay-Z's like on different types of tracks. You know, he and Kanye got their own little thing going on. You know, Jay-Z will hop on a guest verse. Like, Jay-Z was on a guest verse for Click, killed his verse. You know what I mean? Like, he can stay and hang with the young dudes on these new tracks, just talking shit like he always has over his whole career.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think Nas is a versatile MC like that. Nas is good in his own little lane, and I respect him for being a legend and staying in that lane, but he's just not versatile enough to get on a club track and then go do this and that and the third. Like, I think that's only reserved for certain types of people. And,
he's not versatile.
Right. Like, and it's not like everybody always compares Jay-Z and Nas. Like, we always, like, everybody always compares like Biggie and Tupac. But even with like Big and Pac, like, they're two totally different rappers. You know, they're two totally different types of artists, and the same thing with Jay-Z and Nas. I think the way it is.
Pac would be like basically more of the Jay-Z type of this day, because he was more versatile. He can make like, you know, those very deep songs about women and all that, and then go make a club song or whatever. But Biggie was more like just one type of music. He never really changed much with what he talked about.
I think Biggie would have a very like Biggie would be like an East Coast trap rapper now. Like, his like the stuff that he raps about, his bars would still be dope. Like, he was still like, it wouldn't get stale. Like, I forget who I was I was talking to my homeboy at work talking about Rick Ross, and I said I don't like Ross because I feel like his content is just stale to me. Like, he says the same stuff, you know, the same context all the time. But I feel like if Biggie was still here, you know, he would have like the same, because, you know, Biggie had tons of different flows that he liked to use, you know, and it's kind of sad that we never got to see Big go to his full potential, you know, because he was still young. But I think like you said, I would agree like that Pac could make different types of songs, whereas Biggie would make like party tracks, some hood shit, you know what I mean? Like,
but that was about it.
Right. And everybody has their own like little niche, you know what I mean? Whatever makes you money, I ain't gonna be mad at you. And if you can make good songs, if I nod my head to your shit, then hey, that's good. It just so happens that I prefer a certain type for whatever mood that I'm in, and I think that's how a lot of people are going now. You know, you got more younger people listening to hip hop, and you know, the party shit is what's hot right now. And if you can make a track that bumps in the club, you got a hit, and that goes a long way to selling records and getting your name out there. And I think more than anything, that's how Drake is able to sell what he sells right now. And I just read somewhere that Take Care is like damn near double platinum.
Probably more than that, yeah.
But I don't like his new track that much, to be honest.
I didn't listen to it yet. I keep hearing everybody talk about it, but I'm always late on shit.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Well,
I don't like
the
that
beat's
shit.
nice. I like it, but
It's that hook.
I don't like the song.
Yeah, the hook is annoying on that track.
Yeah, because it's like all he's saying basically throughout the song. It's like, okay, we get it. You started from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Well, he's hopefully that's not like a preview, because you know he working on his new album and shit. I fully expect that to be dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna be upset if it's not good, because we waited like over a year for this.
Yeah, Take Care is a great album. Like, I was arguing with somebody on Twitter, and he was like, "Oh, it's an R&B album," and I'm like, "Man, get the fuck out of here with that."
Yeah,
it's
Drake could make.
Hell yeah, fucking right.
Right. He had Lord Knows, all of that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm like, you know, it's not an R&B album, like, but like I said, that's why I don't like it. He just so happened to be a Nas fan, and I'm like, that's why I have a problem with Nas fans, because when somebody gets compared to Nas, they automatically discredit the other artist. Like, oh, nah, it's this or it's this. They keep making up excuses as to why. Like, people felt he deserved that. And I'm like, yo, this ain't no fucking Lifetime Achievement Award. So what if you've been in the game for 20 plus years? You ain't got no Grammy, nigga. You ain't got no Grammy. And Grammy's not the end all be all, but you know, don't discredit the Grammys when Nas didn't win one, when you've been talking all kinds of shit like, yeah, he finna sweep it up at the Grammys, da-da-da-da-da.
People were for sure about that.
Yep, they sure were. Danny, you see me arguing with everybody. I took on like 5 Nas stands, and I broke it down for them every which way, like I just told y'all. And then I started trolling. I was like, oh, I post that big picture. Y'all know the poster for Lost, right?
Yeah.
where it's got like the people standing on the cliff and it says "Lost" in the background.
Yeah.
Well, somebody fucking photoshopped a picture of Nas in the back of that, and it says "Lost."
Wow.
I was trolling everywhere. Shout out to my man IB, because I've been letting him have it. Because as soon as they announced the Grammys, my man Carter was like, "Oh, Jutt finna get in his ass." Because I was just waiting on it. I'm the type of dude, like, if I was right and I knew I was right the whole time, I'm gonna let you know about it. But if I was wrong, I'll shut up. But I wasn't, so I don't have to. But
So apparently, I read that like Adele yelled at Chris Brown at the Grammys.
Is that what everybody was talking? Like, they had that picture and they had like the little meme. Like, what the fuck is wrong with Chris Brown anyway?
Because like there's a picture and she's like talking to him, and then his like arms are out and he has like this dumb look on his face. And apparently she was like yelling at him because he didn't stand up when everyone else did when Frank Ocean won that Grammy.
Hey, that nigga was probably mad. What did Frank win for? What he won? Best R&B album or some shit like that?
They called it like contemporary.
They made a
urban
whole
album,
new category for that dude.
Contemporary urban?
Yeah, they made a whole new category for him.
It was him, Frank Ocean, and Miguel, and Frank Ocean won.
I didn't. You know, everybody liked that Miguel album, and I wasn't a big fan. Like, I like a couple tracks on it that I like, but I don't know. Pyramids. Fuck, I'm fucking up. Channel Orange was underwhelming for the amount of like pub that it got. Like, and we talked about this shit before. But that Miguel album was, it was alright.
I liked it.
Did you? I did. That's the Kaleidoscope Dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only song I like on there, obviously, I like Adorn, which everybody likes, and the only other song on there I like is fucking Pussy Is Mine. That's my shit.
You don't like Candles in the Sun?
Nah.
Or Arc Point?
Arc Point is okay, but I don't know. I'm really, really, really picky when it comes to R&B. So like, I don't know. I feel like as more of the new generation of R&B artists are coming in, I feel like a bitter old man because I grew up on such good R&B, like the good shit, you know. So now I'm like, nah, fuck these new niggas.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I'm still like, and I keep an open mind, but it was.
Yeah.
It was better than that. It was better than that Usher album.
Usher album. What was the name of this guy's album?
Fuck, I have to look.
It was. I don't even remember what it was called. It was one with Climax and all that on it, right?
Climax, that fucking retarded ass song with Rick. I don't want Rick Ross on any R&B song ever in history.
You can thank Puffy for that one.
Man, it's fucking terrible. Like, you groove into the song and all you hear is, oh. Like,
I'm getting tired of Rick Ross. Like, he really does rap about the same thing in, like, all these verses.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your Bugatti, all right?
I know, your Maybachs and popping bottles and women in London.
You know what, though? I like Rick Ross when he's on a track with other people because usually, like, he puts forth effort. But if it's just like a song by himself, it's usually whack. And I don't know. That's how I feel. Like, I think the last.
Man, do like his features though.
Yeah, he usually gets good production, but it depends. As long as it's not like Sluger beat, and when he's on a track with everybody else, like when he was on his mixtape Black Bar Mitzvah with Us, the remix. Everybody on there had a dope ass verse. Like Drake killed his verse, and Ross had 2 dope ass verses too on the song. So I'm like, okay, if you can rap like that all the time, it'll be good. But you don't. So like it's tough. Like and everybody's like, oh yeah, Rick Ross, this and that and the third. He's hot right now, and I'm like, he's like oversaturating himself. I think that's what it does. I think there's too much Rick Ross right now.
I liked his solo music back when he came out with like Teflon Don and all that, but now kind of sucks with his like solo music.
This best rap performance category was fucking dope. Had I Do, the Jeezy song Mercy, Daughters, hell yeah, fucking right. I mean, everybody and their mom knew Niggas in Paris was gonna win. because even white people love that song. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Have you ever been in the club when they play Niggas in Paris?
Yeah.
They was probably playing that shit when you was out in Nebraska like it was new.
Yeah, they go crazy. They go crazy.
Yo, they love that shit, man. But you know what, though? I'm not going to front. The song is fun when you're drunk and you want to sing along. That's probably one of... I got to put that in my... Like, one of these days, I'm going to make a list of, like, top 10 songs to, like, jam out to while you're drunk. And Niggas in Paris is definitely on there. It's a fun song.
So, have they, like, came out with the release date for the Watch Your Throne 2 yet? Or
I don't...
Are they just rumors now?
I think it's just... I haven't heard anything, like concrete. I think everybody, like, expects it to come. But nobody, like, really said anything. But, I mean, it would be dope. I mean, Watch the Throne was okay.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was okay to me. So I was like, all right. You know, I think that one did so well. Like, I think it did so well because the concept behind, like, oh, shit, Jay-Z and Kanye are finally making an album. Like, whoa, you know, I think that had a lot to do with it. But hold up, what's the difference between best rap performance and best rap song?
Yeah, I get that.
I'm confused.
No idea.
I don't know, but that category was dope too. Obviously, I had Niggas in Paris, Daughters by Nas, Lotus Flower Bomb, Wale and Miguel, Mercy Again, The Motto, and Young, Wild and Free from Wiz and Snoop.
I hated that song.
Really?
Yeah, it was like really annoying.
That's kind of, you know what though? It's kind of one of those fun drunk songs again. Like Danny, me and you gotta put our heads together and make this list for a couple weeks though. Because I know when I was out in Vegas, my ass was singing everything. Everything.
Wait, so have you guys heard the Truly Yours yet?
The what?
J. Cole's EP?
Nah, I hear everybody talking about it. They say Cole got a hit with that.
I listened to it yesterday for the first time. I like the first two tracks. The first one, he used the beat to Zion by Lauryn Hill, which I loved.
Yeah.
And then he had another song called Crunch Time, which I liked a lot. But the other three, I didn't really care for.
I like J. Cole. I don't know why he gets a lot of, like, everybody always slanders dude, but I don't mind J. Cole. Like, he's nice. Like, everybody says he's boring, but I don't see it.
I'm not really a fan of dude. He just
people always slander him on Twitter.
He just doesn't stand out to me. The dude is just not. I mean, he makes alright music. He just doesn't like stand out to me.
You know what it is with him? I think I can kind of piece it together. He's got like his flow is different, and like you kind of have to. I don't know how to explain it. Like you have to kind of warm up to him, and. Don't even ask me how, because if you're familiar with him, he had, the warm-up, you see what I did there? I really didn't try that, though, so don't fry me for being corny. Don't hit me with the Z's. Don't hit me with the Z's. But, I think he takes, like, you kind of got to warm up to him a little bit, like, his flow, like, get used to his flow, because he's, it's a little different, and his subject matter is always dope. Like, yeah. So he's got a different way, like, I feel like it's different. It's refreshing, I'll say. Like, that's a good way to put it. Like, it's not the same stale shit because rap's like copycat shit right now. It's like, oh, this worked for this dude? Let me do it. Word to Soulja Boy. Copying everybody's shit. But
he's whack. I hate him.
He's always... When has he never not been whack?
Like 2007.
He had the radio on fire, though. I ain't even mad at him. That gay-ass fucking song and dance. Jeez. Now, you know what? I lived in Georgia during the snap music era, and I'm an East Coast dude. I wanted to kill myself.
Oh, that was when you were in the army, right?
Yeah. It was the worst. Like, I'm an East Coast dude, and I liked very little. Like, that was like when trap music was like new. When really the only like dudes from down south like that I like was like T.I., Jeezy. Like, I've always been a big Jeezy fan. So like I was always listening to them heavy. Like, I like UGK, but this snap music bullshit, like Oh my god, it was the worst. But now, like looking back, I still like the other day I was at work and I was using Spotify and fucking Laffy Taffy came on and I just bumped it because like that song is just so funny to me, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
as
I
a whole,
remember
like,
that
that
shit.
music was terrible.
I remember that song was fucking. It was Laffy Taffy, and wasn't that when the White Tee song came out? In my in my white tee.
Yep, my white tee.
In my white tee, I was like, man, rap is really fucked. And you know what's the thing in that year? Because those songs came out almost in the same year, same 6 month period.
Like 2005, 2006, 2007 when it was like.
Yo, and it wasn't that these songs weren't catchy, and it wasn't that these songs didn't have a place in hip hop. It was the fact that probably around that time, probably I'm gonna say like 6 or 7 of the top 10 rap songs were all like that.
And they all had a dance.
And wasn't that the year they had the award show? Didn't they have the Source Award? Was it the Source Awards that they had them in Atlanta that year? The BET Awards. It was the BET Awards.
BET Awards, I'm not watching it. That is too much coonery for me.
It was the BET Awards that year. They had it in Atlanta. And like, of course they had like all those Atlanta groups on and all the performances were all those like snap and pop songs. And I was like, fuck man, like this shit's downhill. This shit's been going downhill ever since. So yeah, I remember that.
You know what I do now though? Like one time my cousin and I, we were at the club and it's like, well, you can't really even call it a club. It's like this bar that's like by my house. Like we always go there and do karaoke. They have like dance area and shit. Like everybody, white folks be out there, doing some stuff that closely resembles dancing. So every now and again, we'll like start trolling. We'll like, go ask the DJ to play something crazy, and then we'll just go out there and act stupid. And like the one time they fucking, I think my cousin was like, oh yo, I'm gonna go get him to play Laffy Taffy, and I was like, oh my god. So we was out there fucking doing that shit like, and all the white people were like trying to do it along with us, and I was like, come on, we'll show you. It was so bad. They can't get the one side to the other, snap your fingers shit. It's not good for them. It's funny as fuck, especially when you're drunk, because everything is funny then. But
I feel like Future and like Chief Keef and all of them are kind of like them of this generation. Like a few years from now, I'm gonna look back.
I wouldn't put Future in there though.
I would. Okay, it seems cool now, but in a few years you just be like, wow, what is this dude even talking about?
He got better because I remember when I think the first song I heard from him was fucking Magic.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, this song is fucking stupid.
Actually, no. The first song I heard from him was at Tony Montana's Drake. And I was like, who is this? Oh my god. And why is Drake on this song?
I just like Drake's verse on there.
Hang on, but before that, because we were talking about last week, what was the song he had before that? Rax. Remember, he was on Rax.
Oh, was that? Oh, yeah.
Yep. Future was on Rax.
Rax was stupid as fuck. He was just on the hook, right?
It was him and, he had a verse on it. It was him and YG.
Really?
It was him and that dude YG. Yep, and that was his first song where he blew up. It was Rax.
Just goes to show you how I wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
Fuck.
I thought it was like that one dude the whole time.
Yeah, I know. That song is stupid as fuck anyway.
Rax on Rax. Nah, it was both of them. I mean, there was a whole beef when the video came out, cause fucking Future didn't want to be like he didn't want to be in the video. He didn't want to do the video, but the dude went ahead and made the video with them. I mean, made the video with like a picture of Future, just some shit. It was some craziness. It was some fucking craziness. But like I said, they have.
Future's a little different. Like I definitely do co-sign you, Gabby, with the Chief Keef thing because I don't think that he's got any staying power. I cannot fucking talk today. Like I don't think he has he's not like. There's only so long that you can just make ignorant ass shit.
Yeah. So when you actually sit and listen to what he's saying, it's like, what are you talking about? Like Molly water and llamas. Like, come on, son.
Cooler than
like,
a cooler.
You're not talking about nothing.
Cooler than a cooler.
Yep. Cool. He's trying though. He's trying. But I think I don't know. I think number one, he's too fucking hard headed. And then two, like, you know, he does have what is it, Asperger's, where he's like autistic.
Autism.
Yeah, he's autistic. So that doesn't, you know, help his commercial. You know, because people are gonna want, excuse me, people are gonna want you to give interviews and shit, and if you can't express yourself.
No, have you ever seen his interviews, yo?
Nope.
His interviews are weird as shit, man.
Does he put a shirt on at least?
Yeah, he has a shirt on, but
Okay,
he'll mumble under his breath. He never looks at the camera, and it's just like, yeah, nah, yeah, like that. Like his interviews are some weird shit.
Yeah, dude, I mean, dude's autistic though, so I mean, it's tough. Like going from like, cause my girl works with autistic kids, so like I understand, but his bars be whack. Everybody else in his crew got bars for the most part, except for him.
I seen this picture the other day, somewhere. I think it was on Instagram. It was of him in the studio, and he was with somebody else, and he was like, "Hey, yo, how you spell GBE?" I thought it was funny.
Yo, that nigga still locked up, or is he out?
He's still locked up.
I think he's still locked up.
Talking about he's gonna get baptized when he comes out. Some preacher's been in contact with him while he's been locked up. Yeah.
He can't.
That'll definitely be the end of his career.
He gonna be banging for Bible block.
Oh, yeah.
But yo, did our homie the weekend, he dropped a video for 28, but I still haven't seen this shit. Did any of y'all look at that shit yet?
No, I haven't watched it. No.
I'm about to peep that. I'm about to see if mine.
I saw it last night.
Is it good? Cause
it was really weird, kind of creepy actually.
Did y'all see the video for The Zone?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was weird too. But Abel's a weird ass nigga too.
I think 28 has to be one of the creepiest though. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't like. I love that song though. That's my shit.
Yeah, I do love the song, but I just feel like the video had no relevance to what he was actually saying.
Yeah, probably not. The Zone really didn't have anything. The video for The Zone looked like it fit the song Thursday more than it fit that one. Cause like the chick started like when she started off like the video in The Zone, it was like the cover for Thursday, like with all the colorful balloons. And as the days got closer to Thursday, she started like freaking out and shit.
Yeah.
I thought that fit the concept better, and he's always got this like weird ass look on his face, and he always looks like he just rolled out of bed from like smoking because his hair's like always fucked up. Like
like Basquiat.
Who?
John Michael Basquiat, you know, the artist.
Nope. About to take an L.
I've heard, it's funny. Wow. I've heard the dude's name.
Yeah, I've heard the name, but
fuck, who dropped it? There was a rapper that dropped
I think it was Jay-Z.
Yeah, it was. Jay-Z dropped it in the punchline.
But yeah, he's an artist from like the 80s, and he has like that crazy dreadlock thingy going on. If you see a picture of him,
he walking around looking like Huey Freeman from the Boondocks.
That crazy hair.
Yeah, But he's a weird dude, but I respect him for his music. But I'm gonna have to peep this.
Same.
But speaking of artists dropping punchlines, I just want to throw this in here. This motherfucker Lil Wayne, in this song with Future, he said, "I beat the pussy up like Emmett Till."
Somebody.
Oh, you know, I've seen that on Twitter, but I didn't read up on it.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody.
It's like a whole other level.
Yo,
yeah.
On the Kylie, let me ask you guys how you feel about this. On the Kylie, somebody brought up the good point about when Kanye and Through the Wire said, and my girl, he said something, you know, remember the line, something, and my girl thought her man was like Emmett Till.
Her guy looked like Emmett
Till.
Yeah.
And I feel, I know why it seems more disrespectful coming from Lil Wayne, but I feel Kanye's line was as disrespectful as his, and it didn't receive as much attention, if anything. Because Kanye's song was about drunk driving.
Was he drunk though when he got in that accident?
I think so.
Think it was as disrespectful because like it was because his face was swollen because of the accident, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. His face was fucked up.
But for Wayne insane to say, oh, beat the pussy up like Emmett Till. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, why would you even...
I'm like, looking at, I don't think he was drunk. I think he fell asleep at the wheel, because I think he was recording and he was up all night or some shit like that. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Gabby, like, that's totally different. I think, like, when Kanye's face, like, his face literally was fucked up. Like, then he say, like, he was talking about it through the wire, like, where he had the plate and they had to wire his jaw shut and all that. Because y'all remember when he first came out, oh boy had them shit. He had them.
His voice sounded different.
Yeah, and like, you know, that shit was crazy. And then I think also that being like his near-death experience and shit, I think that's just a little different. Like, I understand where you're coming from, kind of, Danny, but like, I don't know, I feel like it's different because he's comparing himself like, oh shit, my girl's thinking about my face being all fucked up. But when you say, you know, you talking about, you know, fucking some random smees, you know, I'm gonna beat the pussy up like Emmett Till. Like, come on. And how many times is Lil Wayne gonna use the beat the pussy up like such and such?
Yo, didn't I say it a couple of episodes ago? Remember I brought that shit up? I'm like, yo, did this dude just start getting pussy or eating pussy? Because every other song now he's talking about eating pussy or doing something.
Especially on Dedication 4.
It's like, yo.
My girl said that we're in the car and she's like, he eats a lot of pussy. I started laughing. I was like,
I didn't even listen to Dedication 4.
It was alright. He goes in on Don't Like, kills it.
The only song I heard was that Smoked Out song.
Get Smoked, fucking Lil
Like, Get
Mouse.
Smoked.
That's like 12. What is he, like 12, 13?
Yeah.
Fucking badass. This little nigga. Speaking of this little motherfucker, he on Twitter talk about, yeah, we fucked up. We about to go to the club. I'm like, what club? Where are we going?
Yeah, it was like, funny. On the first day of Black History Month, he was like, oh, you know, Chief Keef or somebody changed my life. What did Dr. Martin King do for me? Or something like that. And I was like, wow.
That's little kid, man. That's like them kids Danny be dealing with.
Yo, one of these little fuckers brought a knife to another one. Brought a knife to school, right? I'm gonna stay anonymous. It was after school. The kid was coming to pick somebody up. Drops a knife out of his pocket. A teacher sees it. She goes to report it to the principal. Principal's talking about, let's just keep this between us.
Wow.
Yo, kid was like a 6th or 5th grader, son, with a pocket knife, big ass knife, bringing it to school.
Well, that was a good segue. Since Gabby brought it up, Black History Month, and some shit that I don't really agree with. Niggas celebrating Chris Dormer, so Black Bane saga finally ends. But first, I'm gonna drop the particulars and then we'll go into it. But basically, when was this? Tuesday, right? They found him in Big Bear in a cabin, and we had like 6 hours of fucking overhead footage of them doing nothing until they got the SWAT team in there, and then they quote unquote set the building on fire. If you want to believe him that he's dead or not, you know, we're not gonna get into that. But what the fuck is everybody like getting hyped for? That just everybody's like cheering this dude on. I'm like, yo, this nigga is fucking legit crazy.
I don't even know the story. Like, I saw his picture on the news, but I wasn't listening. And then the day everyone was talking about it on Twitter, and then I got trolled for like an hour.
I know, I did you good too. But you know what? I gotta troll you at least once a day on Twitter. It won't make my day right unless I troll you.
I have to get slandered at least once in a day.
But I mean, pretty much, dude, he was a cop, and he got kicked off the squad for quote unquote making a false statement. He said his partner had kicked someone, and they pretty much like ruined his career. That's all he wanted to do was be a cop. He was in the Navy, and that fucked up his Navy career. He was a Navy reservist or whatever. So dude like snapped and went on like a crusade against cops. He said he was gonna, you know, expose the LAPD for all their corruption and this and that and the third. He ended up like going after cops, and I think he killed 2 people. And then on Tuesday, he got got in a shootout with sheriffs in Big Bear, which is like in the mountains outside of LA. And he got into a shootout and he shot two sheriff's deputies, and he wounded both of them, and one of them ended up passing away. So they basically had him surrounded in the town and shit. Had the SWAT team, they, let off some tear gas, and apparently that caught fire in the cabin, and they're saying that he killed himself before the SWAT team entered. But I'm glad that this shit is over, because, like, niggas just really cheer for anything and anybody as long as they're black. Like, this motherfucker, like, I was listening to a Firestarter podcast, and they brought up a good point. Like, black folks are quick to dismiss something. Like, if it's a serial killer, they're like, nope, only white people have serial killers. And it's true. Like, if you really think about it, like, okay, the DC sniper, first thing everybody was thinking, and including myself, I'm like, well, I know it's a white dude. And I was wrong. But, like, that's how it is. But, like, if this was a white dude, doing shit like this, going crazy, going after cops and this and the third, it'd be like, I mean, obviously nobody likes cops, behind keyboards and shit. But, they would be like, oh, this nigga crazy, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. I don't understand it. Motherfuckers just... I think it's just the internet enabling people to be cool behind the keyboard.
Makes for good entertainment. That's what I think about that whole thing. It makes for good fucking good entertainment overall. Even though sadly a bunch of people did lose their lives, and this guy was killed and then pretty much burned alive, or in the opposite order. But it was it was some craziness for a fucking while. Kept the police on their feet.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that shit was crazy. It was some good entertainment. I was watching that news feed for a good 3 hours. I'm waiting for some shit to happen. That reminds me of, you remember the OJ chase?
Yep, sure was.
Man, I wish some shit like that would happen now with Twitter. Can you imagine the OJ chase on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, that would gold. And then, everybody had the LL Cool J jokes, because dude does look like LL Cool J.
Yo, people were like photoshopping the cover. That was dying.
Yeah, that shit was good. But
everyone was saying he looked like the dude off That's So Raven.
Yeah, he kind of did. I thought, depending on what picture, and then they call, everybody was calling him Black Bane, and somebody had like photoshopped like him, like the Bane mask over his face and shit. Like, that's the one good thing. Whenever something happens in the news or in the world, niggas go crazy with that Photoshop, and it's good. Like when Manny Pacquiao got knocked out, there was like a 15-20 page collie thread with motherfuckers photoshopping. That was good.
That probably had to be one of the best Slander nights. I was crying.
Yep.
The whole night.
I finally, I left the thread alone to build it, just to let it go one night. And I was bored at work, and I was looking at that, and I was in tears looking at that shit. It was, like I said, when anything happens, motherfuckers go crazy on that Photoshop, man.
They don't waste no time.
Nope. None at all. They're like, oh, let me fire this up real quick. Get this shopping in. But so their asteroid done struck in Russia, and all the tinfoil hat people started clamoring.
Yeah, that was wild, man. I remember my sister told me. She's like, oh, you heard an asteroid? And I was like, oh, it's probably some bullshit. I thought it was probably fake. I was going to some fake China video.
Shit. I saw it on Twitter, and I thought people were just overhyping it. But
I was like, well, damn. Really did get hit.
I said, I hit that good old. I was like, well, but it said it was 55 feet wide, and it had a mass of 10,000 tons before it entered the atmosphere.
Yeah, it hit with the force of 20 or 30 atomic bombs, but luckily the atmosphere soaked up all that fucking energy and shit. All that energy. That's crazy though. That really puts shit into perspective. How shit like that can happen. Can fucking happen, and all it would take is one that was a little bit fucking bigger, and our asses would be dinosaur bones.
It's crazy. I seen this picture yesterday of like Dave Chappelle from one of his skits when he was like pretending to be the black president, and then he had the newspaper. It was like asteroid hits Earth, and it was like black president's fault.
Oh shit!
I thought it was a little ironic because Obama's president now.
Yeah. Shit, you give it to some folks, they'll find a way to blame that shit on Obama.
Obama hasn't invested enough in space defense.
Yeah, right. This is what happened. You cut the funding for NASA, and look, we get hit by an asteroid.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if nobody has said that. Nobody fucking wrote an article about that shit so far. But this shit is wild, yo. It said the blast flattened millions of trees over 820 square mile area. That's a lot of fucking.
Did anyone die? Who died?
I don't think so.
Nobody died, but like 1,200 people got injured.
Yeah, I seen like it was mostly from like debris and stuff. Like people were inside a building, and like the glass blows inward and shit like that. Like that shit was a beast. And then the other crazy thing is there was another meteor that was bigger, and it like just narrowly missed Earth by like 17,000 miles or some shit like that. We was about to be Armageddon status. We'd have had to call Bruce Willis.
Send them up in the spaceship.
Yeah, right. Man, speaking of Bruce Willis, I just segued that perfectly. The new Die Hard movie.
Yo, I had no idea till I read this. I was like, there's a new one?
Word?
Yeah.
I thought they finished that shit
yesterday.
back like in 95 or some shit. I did not even know they were going with this. What's this called?
A Good Day to Die Hard.
Oh, that's a good one. They always got dope titles.
That shit's like a porn title. A Good Day to Die. You know somebody in Bang Bus or something's gonna remix that.
You know what, man? You know what I wanted to put in the fucking show notes, and I'll have to save it for next week, man. All these goddamn porn parodies.
That shit's funny. A Good
But
Day
you
to Die.
saw it yesterday, right, Gabby?
Die Hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna give a little recap?
Yeah, it was basically about these two guys. They used to be like really cool, I guess. And then one of the dudes is like in power, basically, of everything in Russia. And then he locks up his old friend, and because he has this file that basically has some stuff on it that's exposing his old friend, so he locks the dude up, and then he tries to get the file from him, and then Bruce Willis and his son, basically they're both trying to like save the dude who's like basically about to get killed because he gets that file, and they're trying to get it from him, and there's a lot of like plot twists and all that, so it's really interesting. I don't want to like kill the movie for you guys, so that's all I'll say.
So how many out of 5 stars? How many you give it?
I'm gonna give it like a 3 or 4, maybe more towards 4. I kind of liked it a lot.
I might have to check it out. So it's mostly just like action, like pretty. Have you seen any of the other Die Hard movies?
I haven't. That's why I thought I wasn't gonna like this one.
You
I'm
gotta
not really a
like
huge fan
they're
of like action
almost all really good. Like the last one was Live Free or Die Hard. That shit was dope.
Didn't you have Chris Tucker in that one?
Just mindless action movies sometimes, but Bruce Willis is my dude. So like.
And they were like coming out with the new Fast and Furious, and Kevin Hart got a new movie coming out next Valentine's Day.
I can't wait for that new Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it looks good. I just wonder how many they're gonna make. It's like the 6th one.
This one's gonna be so over the top. I seen that shit during the Super Bowl, and I was like, I see an airplane. This shit is about to get out of control.
Tell you, I can see it now. Fast and Furious 10, fucking flying spaceships and shit.
They're gonna make another Fast and Furious, and it's gonna be motherfuckers in speedboats.
I watch.
That's gonna be ridiculous. But
they should make them in 3D.
I think the last one. I'd be surprised if this one doesn't come out in 3D. I'd be
Shit,
really fucking
that
surprised.
G.I. Joe gonna be in 3D, dog.
I despise 3D movies.
Man, I went to see the Avengers in 3D, and I didn't like it. Like, I really, like,
Yo,
I don't know, I felt like everything was slower.
I saw that shit. What was that shit with the blue people? Avatar. I fucking saw Avatar, and only because everybody was talking about, like this was like, oh, it's like if you're gonna watch a movie in 3D, you should watch this one. And I fucking hated that shit. I hate having them dumb glasses on. I hate like the little half-ass effect that it gives. Just give me I prefer a regular, good, high quality movie.
Yeah, I don't really care too much for it. But so Gabby, you want to talk about this Harlem Shake shit real quick before you fly out of here? Cause I didn't watch the shit and I heard it's dumb as fuck.
It really is. Cause like I seen one and it was basically like a whole bunch of people are just like flaring their arms around to this weird song. And I was like, okay, none of them are even doing the Harlem Shake. So I checked another video out. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just this one. But they're all just doing the same thing to the same stupid song. And I'm like, they're not even doing the Harlem Shake, so I don't get it.
Is it white folks?
Of course.
Like, I have no words. I'm just shaking my head right now.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered.
Why would they even take the Harlem Shake and disrespect it like this?
And they're like always like in
because
small
they've been
movies.
trying for the last. When was the Harlem Shake hot? Like in 2002, 2003. Some shit like that. They've been trying
around there.
They've been trying this whole time to get it, and they still can't, dog. They was like, "Fuck it, we might as well just do it." We've been trying for 10 years. Let's just put it out there and see what happens.
Now's a safe time.
It's like this weird like dubstep song.
I fucking hate dubstep. I can't stand that shit, man.
You probably shouldn't watch the video then.
I'll probably watch it just so I can see, and then I'll be mad for like 5-10 minutes, and then I'll get over it. But all right, so you gotta take off, right, Gabby?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for coming on again. You wanna shout out anybody you wanna shout out?
Oh, I told the Collie Breads I shout them out this episode. So all y'all, if y'all shout out too many didn't name. That's about it. Y'all can follow me on Twitter. We taught me. And it was nice hanging with y'all today.
Thanks for coming through.
All right.
No problem.
All right. So, did you see the story about the Olympian Oscar Pistorius? I think is how I probably fucked his last name up.
That was homie with the robo legs, right?
Tink Tink.
Yeah, Tink. Yeah, him. I heard about it. I know he killed the girl, but then I also heard his family saying he didn't. That's just regular shit, but I'm really not up to date with the story.
Basically, what happened was, it was like 4 a.m. or some shit like that, and he apparently thought that his girl was a burglar, and he shot her like 4 times, I think, and killed her. And like, it was really like she was trying to surprise him or something like that. But then people were saying that they were like, they argued a lot and like all kinds of shit. Like he was real controlling over her or some shit like that. And like, so people were like, she was probably out doing some crazy shit, and he finally got tired of it and did her in.
But so he's like, they're for sure he did, or is it just like
they arrested him and booked him and charged him, and he's got charged with murder. So I guess they're basically just waiting to go to trial.
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't know how their legal system differs from ours. It's in South Africa. I would imagine that it's roughly the same.
Yeah.
But you know what the sad thing is this dude like really was like, and it sounds so corny, but like it's true. Like, dude was like a really big source of inspiration for people. Like, this dude's a double amputee. Like, well, not amputee. He was born without. Yeah, I guess you could say he was an amputee. He was born without, I think, fibula bones in his legs, so he doesn't have anything below the knee. And dude dude like had to fight like to get into the Olympics because they said that his legs would give him an unfair advantage.
Because he wouldn't get tired or something.
Yeah, some shit. But I'm like, fuck, man. This dude ran the 400 meters, and that shit is tough. Like, I ran that shit in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Like, that's a sprint the whole way around. But, I mean, and, you know, to do something at the Olympic level, you know, while having a disability, you know, you're going to be the face of your country, you know. So for that to happen is pretty rough. But, they're trying to get, I guess they're like trying to get him for first degree murder. But I don't think first degree is gonna stick.
They're fucking... Depends. The guy probably got money. Like I said, things have sounded kind of shaky too. So who knows? He might get low time if he gets any time at all.
Maybe. I don't know, man. Because he lived in a gated community. So I don't know how he could have thought that, you know, he had gotten, you know, his house broken into, and then he shot her 4 times with a pistol, and then, like, dude was like an avid like shooter and a gun collector and all this shit. So, you know, that just kind of goes to, I don't know if that's gonna help him. If that happened here in America, it would be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, he would have been tried already.
Like, oh, he's a gun collector. Like, it would have been bad if it happened here. But let's see. Oh shit. All right. So basically, in South Africa, there are no juries, so a judge pretty much decides his guilt or innocence. But sometimes they have the help of 2 advisors. He had an initial hearing on Friday, and he hasn't entered his plea yet. It says the family denial that he committed murder doesn't necessarily mean that they say he didn't shoot her, because murder is a legal term. So
why are they playing technical?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so you're saying that he shot her, but he didn't murder her? Like, is that what I just read there? Yeah, it says the family in denial that he committed murder doesn't necessarily mean that they say he didn't shoot her.
Whatever that fucking means.
Yeah, I don't know. That had like, I was good in English class. I don't know. But yeah, man, like this shit is crazy. And his girl, like, his girl was pretty bad. Yo, she was I want to say she was a model, and then she had like a reality show. But she's young, cause dude's 26. No, yeah, dude's 26, and she was 29, so she was a little bit older than her. But she was a model and a lawyer, I guess. Damn.
Dude fucked up somewhere.
Yeah, for real. And you know the worst part though is it happened on Valentine's Day.
Shit.
And she like posted something on her Twitter about like a Valentine's Day surprise or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it backfired. Fuck, that was a bad use of words.
Poor Tink Tink.
Fuck. Yeah, poor little Tink Tink. But they said like dude was a dickhead though. Like they lost one of the races, and I guess like one of his teammates had like run into another runner and he got hurt, and like dude was in the camera like, oh, I worked so hard to get here, and you know, I can't believe that this happened this way, and da 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 da. I'm like, nigga, it's a team event.
And people tripping over and shit.
Be glad they ain't trip over them space legs. But I wonder what they're gonna do with his legs in prison. Like, how are they gonna give him some shits made out of wood, or like? I'm kind of I'm interested in to know that. That kind of makes me an asshole, but well. So you got anybody for the L of the week?
Man, you know what? It's gonna be an unpopular L of the week, but I'm giving L of the week to the Black Bane. I'm giving L of the week to the Black Bane. My man, all that shit talking about you got anti-aircraft missiles and all this shit, and you're gonna go out like one of the 3 piggies? I'm sorry. I'm
They
fuck.
huffed and puffed.
I'm fucking sorry. I'm like, I thought dude was gonna come out with like, yo, the suicide vest on.
Yo,
Shoot.
I thought he was gonna bust out like on fucking Call of Duty with the Juggernaut shit.
Yo, that's what I'm like, man. He's gonna come out with the suicide vest, the juggernaut, RPGs on both arms, and fucking just go out. Except dude, fucking I'm assuming the guy shot himself in the head and fucking just let himself be burned in there. But he fucking, that's my L of the week, man. All that,
And he didn't even expose nobody either.
Yeah,
dog.
all that shit popping and fucking. If anything, if I was him, if anything, if he really wanted to expose the way he was saying instead of just causing war, he kidnapped those two people. I'm sure one of them had a cell phone. Get on the cell phone, call Fox News, CNN, tell them all to bring trucks out to whatever location.
Yep.
Walk out that bitch just in your boxers, no shirt, no nothing on. Let them handcuff you and fucking get a chance to tell your story. But he fucking, or at least, like I said, if not that, fucking, I was waiting for the C, like DMX said in 24 Hours to Live, with the C4 strapped to his chest. Or something.
Yo, wouldn't that have been some, man, it sounds so fucked up, man, because I don't want anybody to die, like, a lot of people don't like cops. I got no problem with cops. I appreciate what they do. That's a hard fucking job, But, like, I was fully expecting, like you said, he was talking all that shit. I was fully expecting this dude to, like, booby trap the fuck out of that cabin, and that SWAT team come in and boom.
At least, man. At fucking least. But no, man. Dude just got taken out.
All that hype. I got two L's for this week. One, we just talked about, Oscar Pistorius.
Yep.
How you shoot your girl, dog? You an Olympian, bro. Like, if things were really that bad, like, things were really that bad and they got into an argument and he was like, fuck you, bitch, bang, bang. Or, like, she had some crazy dirt on him doing some crazy shit, maybe. I don't know, but you're pretty much a national hero. And, yeah, he fucked up. Like, actually, that's, instead of the L, that's really like the you effed up smiley of the week.
Definitely.
More so than anything. But for the real L of the week, the real L of the week, I bet you can guess who this is going to go to.
Oh.
I already said it like 8 times today. The homie Nasty Nas.
Oh, Nas, yeah.
Go ahead and take this L, Esco. Alright, so let's go to our Netflix recommendations. You want to go ahead this week?
Yeah, my Netflix recommendation for the week is going to be a little movie called Iron Sky. It's basically it's a parody. The basis of the movie is that the Nazis built a base on the dark side of the moon, and they've been planning to take over Earth from it.
Oh, I was gonna watch this shit,
yo. And the shit is just jokes upon fucking jokes. And the movie starts off, there's like 2 American astronauts. It's the year 2019. There's like 2 American astronauts on the moon looking at some shit. One of them gets caught. It's a black guy. And the Nazis catch him, and they're confused at first, because half of them never seen a black dude before. The other half think it's a joke, like how can a black guy be an astronaut or whatever. And like I said, throughout the whole movie's fucking jokes. At one point, they figure out, because they're living on the moon, but that doesn't mean they're technologically advanced. Like, they're still rocking. This is like the funny and dumb part of the movie. They're on the moon riding around them stupid little 2-people bikes.
Oh, yeah.
The ones they used to use, and those shits.
Yeah.
And then they figure out at one point that they need to go to Earth to get cell phones. Because with a bunch of cell phones, they could power their weapon to destroy Earth.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a real lighthearted movie. It's nothing you want to take serious. I know a lot.
I browsed past it, and I was like, this shit sounds stupid. I don't want to watch this shit.
Me too. At first I thought, but I was like, I was one of those moments. I'm like, I'm gonna just put anything on, and the shit is actually pretty good. Not a movie to be taken seriously. Definitely a comedy, but I'll give it a 3 out of 5 stars. 3 out of 5 stars. Iron Sky on Netflix.
All right, cool. Mine, and I don't know. I don't think I recommended this before. I might have, but I don't think I did because I don't remember talking about it. But you know how my memory is, so y'all can correct me. If not, you should watch it anyway. But anyway, it's a movie called Elite Squad: The Enemy Within, and it's a Brazilian movie, so everything is in Portuguese with English subtitles. And pretty much, it's the main character is the head of BOPE, which is like the super fucking SWAT team of all SWAT teams in Brazil. Like, these niggas are fucking wild. But they're like the best cops. Like, those of you guys that know anything about Brazil, is like, it's one of the most corrupt like countries, and it takes place in Rio de Janeiro. Excuse me. And the whole, like, the regular police force is corrupt as fuck. Like, the drug dealers got them on their tab, and the cops pretty much run everything. So the main character, he like wants to cut all that shit out. You know, he really believes in, you know, doing the right thing and all that good stuff. So he's basically trying to figure out, you know, how to get rid of all this corruption that goes up to the governor. And he's like trying, and some shit happens that didn't work out as well as he did. But the people felt that he was a hero, so they couldn't fire him. So what they did was they got him off the police force and brought him to work for the government, for the Directorate of Security, or Public Safety is called. And this dude starts doing all kinds of crazy shit. So what he does, he starts cracking down on all the drugs and stuff. But what happens is, when he does that, it makes the problem worse. So the cops start squeezing these communities, like, just getting their hands in everything, like putting taxes on like cooking gas and cable and water, like stuff like that. So the cops were making so much money. Even the dudes that had vans for taxis and stuff like that, they were making them give them all their money, basically. Yeah. So it's basically about him, you know, trying to figure out a way to get rid of all this corruption. And then, you know, this professor, he's like left, so he's real liberal, you know, and the dude ends up marrying his ex-wife, and, you know, his son, his wife. So the dude doesn't like the main character, so he's always shitting on him about his ideals and stuff to his son. So his son, like, he's got a real strained relationship with his son. Mm-hmm. So, like, there's that dynamic there, you know, because they kind of want the same thing, but they have two different ways of going about it. But, I mean, it's got a nice plot. Like, the plot's really good. And the action is dope. Like, it's, like, motherfuckers are catching bodies, like, left and right. So, like, I'm talking, like, full rounds getting emptied into people. Like, this one part of the movie where somebody don't want to pay the taxes. So he gets stomped out real quick and drugged to an alleyway. Like, 4 or 5 dudes empty their clips in it while he's laying on the ground.
I've seen this movie. I've seen this one. Definitely has. When it starts off and they burn that one dude at the fucking that movie. It's definitely up there in the fucking action department.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's got a really good plot line too. Like, you get some comedy, you get some controversy. Like, it's really, really well made movie. Like, and if you don't mind subtitles, you know, I definitely suggest you watch this, unless you understand Portuguese, which you might not. But it's funny, I was actually talking to my professor. He's from Rio. He was born in Rio and he moved to another city, but like, we were talking about the movie, and he was saying, like, all of that shit that, like, happens like that, like with drug dealers in the favelas and BOPE and things like that. He said, like, a lot of that stuff is like everyday life for people, because people are just fucking poor. So, but it's pretty cool. Like, so even, you know, for that movie to be a foreign film, it's pretty popular in Brazil. So for me to talk to him about that is pretty funny, because I remember I told him that I watched it. He's like, "Oh yeah, how'd you like it?" Da 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 da. So it was pretty cool. It's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. Obviously, I give it 4.5 out of 5.
Nice.
If it was in English, I'd give it 5, but you gotta read. So sometimes it's hard to read and watch at the same time. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to tech. It's been a slow fucking week for tech stuff.
Yeah, sure has. Like honestly, like most of the stories we're gonna talk about today, nothing's huge. They're just all like little catch-up stories. But yeah, it's been a slow week. We got coming up. We got the Sony announcement of the official announcement of the PS4 is coming up. I believe that's this week coming up. So next Saturday we'll have all the information about that. And I know Google I/O is still a couple months out, so these next months might be kind of slow. I'm not expecting any surprises, but we got a couple of stories to hit you guys with right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly all rumors and stuff from the PS4, Xbox 720 shit. Like, I don't know what to believe. I keep hearing, like, can't play used games, not backwards compatible, you gotta have an internet connection. Like, I think of all of those things that bothers me the most, I think it's the you can't play used games rumor.
Shoot, I mean, probably that, the used game
Because,
things.
I mean, like, what if, like, okay, say you come to my crib. You're like, yo, Jutt, I'm coming to the crib. I'm going to bring whatever. All right, cool. Like, even for, like, okay, we have a Connect party. Let's move everything back. I'm going to bring some Connect games to the crib. All right, cool.
What they should do.
I wonder how they're going to work around that.
What they should do, I read this in an Engadget comment the other day, and it was a really good idea. You know how now, when you buy a lot of Blu-ray DVDs, they come with the little, like, ultraviolet digital version of it? That you can use anywhere. I think that's what they should do. So I buy whatever Call of Duty 7 and I buy the physical disc. Fine. I can't use the physical disc on somebody else's computer, but let me download for free included the digital copy. That way I go over to your house, I sign into my account,
and you can use it
and let us rock it. But yeah, so far the rumors spec wise from what I've been reading, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, like I always say, the PS4 is going to be slightly stronger depending on who you ask. PS4 is definitely going to be stronger. Neither of them are going to be weak in any manner. They're going to be as strong as last year's top gaming rigs. So you can you can take that as you like, but that's pretty much without getting into really detailed things about the specs. The controversy has really been with the Xbox because rumors because nothing's solid until it comes from Microsoft's mouth. Pause, no homo. It's gonna have to be always connected to the internet.
Yeah.
Connect 2.0 is gonna ship with every console, which I find disturbing because I think that might raise the price a little bit. Just because the first Connect is awesome, but this one's supposed to be even better. This one can track up to like 3 or 4 people at a time in a room. But Connect is always gonna have to be on. So is the internet, and that pretty much sucks. Fine. You not everybody has Wi-Fi in their house, believe it or not. And what if a kid fucking his parents do get him the Xbox or the PS4, but they don't have that.
Exactly.
They don't have that router in there. So I'm cautious about that. I hope that's not gonna be final. I hope that's really not gonna be final. With that, the rumor that came out just yesterday for the PS4 is that there isn't going to be backward compatibility per se. You won't be able to use it physically, but you'll be able to stream other games and things like that. No talk on price on either of them. So again, just a lot of rumors about the new control for the fucking PS4. You know what I love about this time, man? People going to war over these fucking consoles.
Man, it gets so bad, man. I hate that shit.
People going fucking war over these shits. And honestly, I'm still on the fence about whether I'm even going to get this, especially now that I saw that the fucking, the Ouya, the Android little gaming system, that you'll be able to, you can pre-order that for like $80 now on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I play games like, no lie today,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think the last time I bought a game was Black Friday, and I bought Call of Duty, and I bought Just Dance or whatever, one of those, Dance Central, forget which one it is, but I bought them on sale. So the last time I bought a game, that was the last time I bought a game. It's February now, and my cousin gave me 2K. He got me 2K as a gift. like as a late Christmas present or whatever. And then like I'm about to go when we get off here. I'm about to go get FIFA because I could order it online, but I don't feel like waiting. So I'm just gonna go trade some games in and knock that price down. But if it wasn't for those like that I play with other people, like I'm pretty much fine. Like just I'm pretty much good just playing the games that I got on my phone or my tablet. So I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. But the big thing is gonna be like, how the hell, what are they gonna do with, pricing and things like that, for these new games and shit. Like that's gotta be, they gotta come correct with that shit because it feels like every generation the prices go up and up and up and up.
Honestly, I think they're gonna have to keep the price stable because I'm gonna make a little prediction. I think this little Android Oya, I gotta pronounce that shit right. I think it's called the Oya console. I think it's gonna be very popular. I think that thing is going to be extremely popular. It's going to start bringing. I think we're going to see a bunch of cheap, high quality Android gaming devices, and people are no longer going to want to play. Pay whatever. Of course, there's always going to be a segment of hardcore gamers that are going to want the top of the line consoles. That's right. That's fine. But there's also a big segment, and the Wii, not the Wii U, the Wii proved it. A lot of casual gamers that they'll pay to have a little console for them to have fun whenever a friend's over, or to give it to younger kids. So it's really not popping to pay $60 for games. Plus, not only $60 for games, but think about it. If you buy, let's say, the new Call of Duty, $60 for a game, you're paying for your Xbox Live. There's different schools on how people feel about that. Plus, you got to buy downloadable content at $10 a piece. And if they drop three downloadable contents with the newest maps, newest guns or whatever, that's technically $90 fucking bucks for a game. When you can go ahead and buy one of these consoles, the Android consoles, for $70 to $100, pay 4, 5. Let's say the prices even go up on these games because now they're going to be adapted to more powerful systems and larger TVs and not phone screens and tablet screens. Let's say you still pay $10, $15 for a game. That's still a hell of a lot cheaper than $90 for a game. So I think they really have to watch out. And I think Microsoft has a good idea because they're going a whole different route. One of the people from Microsoft came out and said it this week, just yesterday or the day before, that the Xbox is now an entertainment console.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. But I think they're really gonna have to be careful on this whole internet only thing.
Yep.
And on what price this drops with, considering it's going to be bundled with a separate piece of hardware, unless the Kinect 2.0 is already integrated. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a little camera sensor already on the Xbox itself.
I heard, speaking of which, I heard a lot of people, and it's the tinfoil hat folks. I keep saying that today, but it's true. Everybody's like, oh well, if it's always on the internet, it's always connected, and it's got the camera. I don't want this thing spying on me. Like, turn that bitch off.
People don't realize how many cameras they drive by, or cameras are watching them at the grocery store.
And the thing is that people are so paranoid about dumb shit. I'm like, yo, if you're buying groceries, they gotta protect their product. Why do you care? You know what I mean? If there's cameras on the street, that might save somebody's, not necessarily save somebody's life, but that might come in to help something. Like say, like, I know it's a little off subject, but I was watching something, and like a little kid got snatched, and they ran back the footage and stuff, and they found where the car they got into and shit like that. So like everybody always thinks of the bad stuff when it comes to quote unquote surveillance, but like it's not all bad, and are you really doing that much crazy shit in your house that if your Kinect were to turn on, like, you scared it's gonna catch you beating off the training porn? Like, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I ain't got no shame, so I don't care. You know what I mean? Because that type of shit don't bother me, but you know how people are. But I don't like the internet thing at all. Because if it rains, if it's storming, your internet goes out, which, sometimes that happens. Or, your Wi-Fi go out, whatever. You mean to tell me that my system is I can't use my system. It's unusable because I ain't got no internet. Like, that's bullshit.
Exactly. Again, not even to just like I said, take into account the amount of people that probably don't have Wi-Fi or like share their connection, things like that. Like, we'll see. I honestly I don't think that's gonna be the road they're gonna take. I think this is just rumors and we don't have all the details.
Yeah. So let's go on to something that's a little bit confirmed. We got Apple's gonna make a watch, dog.
This technically, I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but it kind of came out of nowhere. And the article that I have says it has 100 people working on an Apple Watch. How are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at the Engadget article, right?
Engadget, yeah.
What's
that?
That's
this shit look like a fucking nano.
That's what it's called, right? Yeah, I didn't know what it was called. And again, this one they're showing right now that is a nano on a wristband. But how much different is this iWatch gonna look than a nano on a fucking wristband?
You know what, man? I'm actually gonna go the other way, and I'm gonna actually think that Apple's gonna do some streamlined, sleek looking shit. I don't know. I have like an idea in my head of how I would want it to look, but I don't know. You know what though? I'm really considering. Man, what is that watch that Princeton leaked us to and wanted us to talk about, and I completely fucking forgot.
It's the was it the one I showed you before, the Pebble?
Yeah.
The Pebble, we spoke about it. I want to
cop one of these new watches, like these high speed ass fucking do it all watches.
We spoke about that one a couple of episodes ago about the Pebble watch.
Did we?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I thought it was something different for some reason.
No, we spoke about the Pebble watch that they finally started shipping.
I wanted to get one.
Yeah, those are nice. I don't get what. To me, this is just Apple again being desperate and fucking. This thing's gonna come out.
Taking something that's out and then they're gonna quote unquote make it better.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
How much more? Like what's it like? Really? What is it? It's gonna have the little probably dope digital touch screen, but what is it? You'll be able to read your email. I don't know what you're gonna be able to do with this thing. I just know this thing's probably gonna come out and cost probably like $200. Watch.
Maybe if we're lucky.
Watch.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I think really what it all boils down to is it's something cool to have.
Yeah.
Cause if it can sync your emails and your texts and things like that, like that's kind of cool. If it automatically adjusts the time, that's cool. A pedometer built in, that's cool. Maybe it can hold some music. That's kind of cool, I guess. Maybe.
But,
I don't know.
100 people working on it.
Hey, they trying to do some work. I'm trying to be optimistic today, Danny. I'm trying. But I don't know. We'll definitely have to see, because I think if anybody can make these quote unquote smartwatches more mainstream, it's Apple. So I'll give them their due there. So I think what it is like in a way that they're desperate just to try and find a new niche to get themselves into. And I think that that's actually a smart business practice, like, to try and branch out a little bit, I guess, so to speak, just to do something different.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a bad idea. And I think, obviously we're talking about Apple here, so what I'm about to say usually don't mean shit. So I was going to say, if it's reasonably priced, we might have something, but...
Reasonably priced in Apple.
Yeah, I know. But, who knows? Maybe they'll, maybe somebody from Apple listens to our show, because I swear we don't go 2 weeks without shitting on Apple and their price points.
They make it easy. They make it easy, though. They make it easy, though.
They really, really do. They really do. So let's talk about this new Intel box that they're trying to come up with.
I like this, man. I like this. Anything that fucks over the major cell phone companies and cable companies is all right in my books. A couple of things you guys should know about this. The two most important things. One is going to be a combination of live TV and on-demand content, and two is going to be sold directly to consumers. So this is pretty big. I know Google tried it with their original Google TV thing, and a lot of companies were giving them hell. But Intel, it's funny. I've heard that this has been held up. This was supposed to come out at the end of last year, but it's been held up because the cable company have been giving Intel hell also. There's been lawsuits and not allowing certain content and all this other stuff, but it seems like they're gonna go through with it later on this year. And I think this is gonna be, even though the article says it's gonna compete with Apple TV, Roku, the Boxy, and the Western Digital boxes, I think this is gonna be a little bit more powerful than I think it's gonna be a little bit more powerful than those. But I like the fact that it's gonna have live TV on there. Like I really want this to be something that somehow, some way, I hook it up to my TV, I do a little programming, and it already picks up local live channels. So basically, I can do without the regular cable box that I have now. Of course it's gonna have the Netflix, Hulu Plus, and all those other sites.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea. I think the more options that we have, the better. And I think if there's a company to make it, make it work, Intel's gonna definitely come correct with the hardware.
Yeah, they are. They sold the chips before to Google for the Google TVs. So
yeah, too bad it flopped.
Yeah,
it flopped hard too.
Yeah.
Sorry. So like we were saying, our tech, we're breezing through everything because it's not a whole lot of news this week, y'all. So good thing we got all that fuckery and pop culture to hold our show down.
Oh yeah.
But let's talk about real quick the 4.22 update for Android. Some little changes to the settings, and apparently some people are saying that excuse me, it's helping out their battery life and stuff like that. But it looks like this menu, it looks like the MIUI toggles.
Yeah, they added real minor. This is only a big deal because it's the first, if you want to call it, minor/major update we've gotten in a while. There's like 2 or 3. I got the update on my Nexus 7. There's like 2 or 3 toggles now that you can just long press them. Like I know Wi-Fi is one now. Now you can long press it right from the drop down menu and it'll turn Wi-Fi on and off. A day before this, we got the update. I don't know if this was the update that brought the widget for Google Now. There's a Google Now widget in there, and just a little performance tweaks for the Nexus 7. It added 2 hours worth of battery life allegedly, so it went from 8 hours worth to 10 hours worth of battery life. And yeah, I mean, pretty good so far. Only the Nexus devices have got them, unless you're flashing some CyanogenMod ROMs or whatnot. But a little teaser from Android.
Yeah, it looks like they're really starting to improve. Like they're getting a lot of feedback, and what people are saying, they're working on improving it for each update that they do. So Google's definitely doing their thing now with these Nexus devices, and obviously they're always going to get the quick updates and stuff. But that's pretty good. Like I'm not sure if I'm going to get a Nexus next. But I was thinking about it just because it's cheap. But it's hard to argue with getting quick updates, and it's always going to be easier to root those devices and things like that. If that's the type of stuff that you're into.
Yeah, it's definitely it's the way to go. It's the way to go. As long as Google keeps putting out cheaper hardware, if you can afford it, it's definitely the way to go. Like I said, my next phone, I'm gonna try real hard to make it one of these Nexus 4s, probably real later on this year or whatever, just because you don't have to worry about the hassle of any UIs on top of that, and you get the updates pretty quick, and they're sold unlocked, no contract. So
all right, so Microsoft taking a page out Apple book, kind of. They're taking orders for a 128 gigabyte Surface Pro tablet
for $1,000. Actually, $999 without the keyboard, which is $120, which would round you out to $1,120, give or take a buck for these. I don't know. Apparently, there's been some type of big demand for them. I don't know by who, and I don't know what's considered a big demand But honestly, you have to be. I was reading an article the other day about this, like about some of the like the worst tech decisions you can make for this year, and one of them was buying one of these devices. $1,200 for this. Just I can't. Again, unless you have $1,200 to blow them, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your money.
It's tax season, man.
With your money, yeah. If you're balling like that, you can spend your little tax refund.
Like, yeah, man, I got this $1,000 I need to blow. Let me hit up Microsoft
On it, but that's just ridiculous. And recently too, there's a website called iFixit, and whenever a new device comes out, they rate how easy it is to take it apart and how easy it is to put it back together and fix it or whatnot. And this thing got terrible reviews. Like, it was very difficult. I think they go from 1 to 10 in how easy it is to fix, and this thing got like a 2.
And people will argue with you, it's because it's sturdy.
Yeah, sturdy my ass. But hey, man, that was a good luck to people who are about to pay $1,000 for this thing. Apparently, there's a bunch of y'all. So.
Yeah, man. For $1,000, I can buy me a Beast tablet or a Beast laptop and a nice tablet. Shit, I could fuck around and buy a tablet and the Note tablet if I wanted to, or just get a Nexus 7. And still have money left over. Have like $300. Go buy me a plane ticket somewhere. Some shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dog. It's marketing and people thinking that when you pay more money for something, it automatically makes it better. But all right, so let's jump to our last topic. And this is, I guess, this is technically tech, but it's definitely a really dope. I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. Movement.
An advancement in medicine.
Advancement. There we go. Thank you. You bailed me out on that one. I was sinking. But pretty much on Thursday, the Food and Drug Administration approved the first treatment to give limited vision to people who are blind, and it's something called an artificial retina. And basically, it's gonna help people with certain types of blindness see crosswalks. You can kind of see people or cars, and maybe, I guess, like best case scenarios are large numbers and letters.
Yeah,
but this is fucking crazy.
It is. It's actually a combination of medicine and hardware. You get the little artificial retina implanted in you, and then the actual hardware part's a piece of glasses that magnifies certain thing. The glasses having a camera and a video processor, and I mean it's dope. And they're saying in the article, the makers of this, they're saying this is just like the first step. Like, there's going to be a lot of more advancements, and they are cautious to say this doesn't bring back full vision. Like, you're not going to go from blind to seeing, not even halfway there, but it allows people who may have not been able to tell the difference between a pair of black and white socks. They'll be able to tell the difference. Who may have not been able to see fireworks at all before, they'll be able to see fireworks, or be able to notice crosswalks like you mentioned. And yeah, this is again more advancement in medicine. And to me, this is great because I had the LASIK eye surgery done about 4 years ago, and I wore glasses and contact lenses my whole life. And I mean, my vision was pretty fucked. Like, my shit was blurry as heck. I couldn't see anything past 20 feet. But I got this done, and I'm like, my vision is fucking perfect now. The best thing, one of the best things I've ever done in my life was get that operation done. So I can feel for somebody who probably has, and again, my vision wasn't considered a blindness. There's different levels of blindness for people that don't know, and mine was not considered any type of blindness. But I feel for people who can't see nothing. I have 2 female friends who are actually both different. One is pretty much 100% blind. The other one's like 85% blind. And you feel for people like that. And both these friends of mine were people who had vision. They were born with vision, and both of them lost it through freak accidents. One was actually doing acne medicine.
Damn.
Yeah, through an acne medicine. She received a good compensation for that one. And
she was like using it on her face, and it
yes,
made her go blind.
Yes. When she was she was like 13, 14 years old. The acne was real bad. Started using an acne medicine, and this it just even though she stopped once it started, it ate up all her vision. This is the one that's 100% blind. It ate up all her vision. The other one was some other medicine that she took, and she lost about 90%. Both of these are people who saw all the way till they were early teenagers. So you feel for people like that who something like this will give them back a little bit other vision. So I'm always for shit like this, for science advancing medicine.
Yeah, definitely. Like anything that helps. We got a lot of advancements for people that have hearing disabilities, but for them to make a milestone for people that are vision impaired is like, that's some crazy shit, to happen. But it says it's going to be available at 7 hospitals, so New York, California, Texas, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. And it'll cost about $150,000 excluding surgery and training.
Wow.
But the company, I guess, the company that made it said that they are optimistic that insurance will cover it. Hey, paying all that money for insurance anyway. Might as well give me some good shit. But it says that the guy that was, he's a biomedical engineer that works for the company that made it. I'm reading this article, and it says he's trying to apply the technology for other conditions because it has to do with implanting electrodes. But he says he's trying to use it for bladder control problems or maybe spinal paralysis. So, I mean, it goes from something so simple as bladder control to
that sounds awesome.
Spinal paralysis, but that's crazy. Just the amount that can change your life, for the better, is amazing. Even if you have bladder issues, because I would imagine that it's hard to keep a girlfriend.
Yeah, unless she's into that shit.
Hey, maybe. All right, so let's go ahead. You got anybody you want to shout out?
Man, shout out. I got a couple special surprises coming up for our listeners in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's always listening to us, man.
Yeah, same old. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to our Twitter followers. If you're not following us, follow us at GeekSet Radio. We picked up a little bit of followers, but our shit's still, pretty Larry Holmes looking.
Yeah.
So retweet it. Get your folks, get your peoples to follow us. Check us out. But yeah, shout out to everybody that listens. 20 episodes, dog.
20 episodes. We made it. Keep listening. Not gonna stop.
Yeah, we'll hit y'all with some good stuff in the coming weeks. Hopefully some tech stuff picks up. But other than that, keep on listening. Shout out to everybody, like we said. And if you got any L's that you want to send us, any dumbass Craigslist deals, anything that you think we should talk about, hit us up via email, thegeekset@gmail.com. So for Danny, I'm Jutt. It's GeekSet Radio, and we out.